I need a reminder of what we need. Damn, why did those sounds she made sound so zesty? I know I need more yellow Lizalfos tails still. What else? What were they? You know, fun fact, the last time I played this, I recorded it on the wrong day. I wasn't supposed to play this that day. Whoops. Oh well. Okay, so I still need to go buy Smotherwings. I still need Yalaufos tails. Yep. Okay, I need a handful more stealth fins. What else? I know I needed more Molduga guts. That's right, Molduga guts, Swift violets. Oh man, Swift carrots, and that's only the first stage. I only have 1 of 4 upgrades there. Rhino beetles as well. Anyways, while these are still in my mind, without writing any of them down. Oh, I don't know if the items in the shops have respawned yet, so let's go take a look. Excuse me while I also try to reply to my friend who's going through like this romantic crisis. He doesn't know if he feels that way for this girl anymore, and I'm just like, bruh. Anyways, so let me tell you guys about some car shenanigans that my family is getting into these days. So I mentioned previously about a new job I'm gonna be getting. In fact, as of me playing this upcoming weekend and next Thursday, so Saturday, Sunday, and Thursday, I'm gonna go in for training. I'm gonna go in all day to see how it works. You know, start to get a grasp of how it feels, and the items aren't here yet. Okay, so let's go back to the desert. The dessert. So yeah, I mentioned the new job. The other day, my dad and we did a little test run, or rather a little test drive, to go and see how far it is, get a grasp of a feeling of how far the place is, if there are any alternative routes that we can take to get there. Because, well, gotta learn how to get there before the job actually starts, because... And, you know, we don't want me to get lost on my first day, right? So best to get a little bit of, I guess, training in on how to get to the place. Also, primarily, my dad wanted to get an idea of how far it is, just to see if we could potentially have me take the city roads. Why city roads? Well, because the current car I'm driving is old. We got the car secondhand, and the plan was always for... Oh, I thought that was something that was about to, you know, present itself to be exactly what I needed. So we got this car secondhand quite a few years ago, and the plan was always for this car to be temporary. Just something to get my sister and I by. Something for us to drive for the time being, until... time came where we needed to upgrade. And for the past handful of years where we've been using this car, we haven't had the need to upgrade until probably now. But yeah, the current car I'm using was always meant to be temporary. That was always the plan. Either we eventually trade it in for a new modern car, or I don't know, we like give it to our grandpa. But a little too late on that front, because he already... Well, I don't think Grandpa's capable of driving anymore. But, you know, Uncle and them, they have an electric car now. Oh, look at that. So anyways, we did a test drive, and it is far. It is very far. So, no chance of actually taking the city roads, because even on the highway it took quite a while. So because my car is old, my dad would really rather I don't take this car on the highway. Because it's an old car, the mileage is already pretty high because we got it secondhand. So he doesn't want me to take the current car I'm using, you know, on the highway 2 times a day. You know, I gotta get there and get back on the highway. So it would be 2 times on the highway daily. That would rack up on the mileage too. I told this to my friends, but they were saying like, alright, what's the issue, you know? It's just the car's mileage. The car doesn't just stop when, you know, you reach the limit. In fact, there is no limit. And I'm just thinking, man, I don't know this stuff. I don't know anything about cars. I'm the person who just does a soy jack cheer whenever he sees pretty cars, and that's it. Like, aside from admiring how cars look, I know nothing about cars. Zilch. So anyways, long story short, my dad really does not want me to take my current car to work, to this new job. So, they're actually, I kid you not, they're actually looking into getting me a brand new car just for this job. Doesn't that sound ridiculous? A new job? What? A new car for a new job. Add that to the list of expenses that it's gonna cost me to go to this job. You know, as if as if gas prices weren't gonna be enough. We've also decided that it's probably for the best that in order to get to this job at a meaningful time, at a reasonable time, it's probably for the best that I take the express highway. You know, the premium highway. The highway that you actually have to pay money to use. So there's 2 expenses right there to even get to this job. I keep saying car. Gas prices and the premium highway. You know, the highway that if you pay to use, it's less crowded, less cars there. And more importantly, less car accidents, less traffic, less rush hour, less everything. Less time, too. All at the cost of money. Everything at the cost of money. Oh, it kind of seems like I didn't even need to climb up here. So yeah, it is a little ridiculous that my family is kind of thinking about buying me a brand new car to help me get to this new job. When, one, the current car I drive is fine, you know, they just would really rather I don't use that. And 2, if that's the case, then I could just take one of their cars. I could just drive my mom's car there, or my dad's car there, right? We have 3 cars. This family of 4 has 3 cars. Doesn't that just sound stupid? I've mentioned this in the past, but I'll say it again just in case people don't know. So my family and I, my family of 4 and I, the 4 of us, we work at the exact same place. The 4 of us. The 4 of us, we go to the exact same place to work every day. The 4 of us. Or at least most of the time. My sister doesn't show up to work half the time. So, regardless, the 4 of us, we all go to the exact same place to work. Pretty much every day. Tell me why a family of 4 who all go to the same place every day needs 3 cars. And I tell you what, folks, majority of the time, all 3 cars go to the same place every single day. Doesn't that just sound stupid? What did you just think? What did you just literally honestly think? Logically. that if a family of 4 all working at the same place, you would just take one car there daily. Doesn't that just make sense? Well, I guess not in my family. And look, I get it. My sister and I were grown up now. We have lives of our own, so having our own vehicles or having separate vehicles is convenient for us whenever we have things that come up. Whether it be just for fun, with friends, or something comes up and we have to go take care of it right away. Having a spare vehicle is nice. But, you know, having a spare vehicle also means luxury and convenience too, because, wow, look at that. Like I said, the 4 of us go to the same place every day, taking 3 cars there. You might be thinking, how on earth do you take 3 cars there? How does that even work? Alright, so let me tell you. So, my mom has her own car, my dad has his own car, my sister and I, we share a car. Even though she makes me pay for gas majority of the time. And she actually drives that whip way more than I do. So keep that in mind. My mom drives her car, my dad drives his car. My sister and I, we share a car. So, early in the morning, I leave the house and go to work with my mom. The 2 of us, we go out first. So my mom drives her car. Alright, that's 1 car out the door. And then, a little bit later, my dad drives his car out. Alright, that's 2 cars out the door. And then, because my sister's lazy as hell, whenever she decides to wake up, whenever she decides to leave the house, which is usually around 1 p.m., she'll take the 3rd car. Like, how stupid does that sound? A family of 3 taking 3 cars to the same place where the 4 of us work. How stupid does that sound? So, yeah, we currently have 3 cars, and that's the very stupid daily routine that my family has adopted. Like, geez, if you want to get rid of money that's fast, just burn it. At that point, literally just set the bills on fire. But that's not all, because, like I said, my car, the car that my sister and I share, our car is old, and our family would rather I don't take that to the very far away brand new job. Okay. I could simply just drive Mom's car, right? Okay, let me take down 1 more, and then I'll go see if I can upgrade, if that's enough. I could simply take Mom's car, or Dad's car. I don't need to buy a brand new car, right? Because also, there's also this to understand. My mom only knows how to drive her own car. My mom does not know how to drive Dad's car. My mom does not know how to drive the car that my sister and I share. And, by extension, my sister does not know how to drive Dad's car. But she does know how to drive Mom's car and our own. You might be thinking, well, why don't they just learn? Isn't it time for them to learn? Yeah, about that. The 2 of them, they actively refuse to learn. My mom actively refuses to learn how to drive any car besides her own, and my sister refuses to learn how to drive Dad's car. So there's a couple of restrictions right there. So let's say, hypothetically, we do not get a new car for the new job. If I were to take Mom's car to work, that would leave Dad's car and my car. So Dad would have to drive his own because, well, first of all, Mom would not be able to drive any car because I took hers. And Mom doesn't know how to drive any car besides her own. So someone would have to drive Mom to work. Now, ideally, with 2 cars and without the luxury of having a vehicle at her expense so that she can go to work whenever she pleases. Ideally, if... Oh, right, I also got to fight some Moldugas, too. These bow and arrow stamps reminded me of that. Let's do that. So ideally, when I go to this new job, my sister will have no excuse but to actually wake up and get there on time, because I won't be there anymore. But if a car is left for her, we're all afraid that she'll still remain her lazy ways and actually... okay, turn this sensor off. You know what? Set it back to the stealth fin. I'll need that anyways. Man, it's been so long, you don't even remember how to fight Moldugas anymore. We're afraid that if my sister has access to a car, then, you know, she would remain her lazy ways. So, the ideal plan is that if I were to take a car, well, if I were to take Mom's car to the new job, then Dad would drive his own car, and Sister would drive my car, drive herself and Mom to work. That way she has no choice but to wake up early and actually get to work because Mom can't drive any other car. There would still be 2 cars that go to the same place, which is stupid, but whatever. Okay, you're healing, and I don't like that. And, well, pretty much TLDR, oh shit. Pretty much TLDR, the plan is, if I take a car, if I do not get a new car, that is, and I have to take a car to the new job, then my sister will have no choice but to wake up early and actually get to work on time. But my current fear is, if we actually do invest in a brand new car, and, for whatever reason, we keep this current one, we don't trade it in, we don't give it away to a family member, we actually keep it, then this family will now have 4 vehicles. Completely unnecessary. So let's say this hypothetical scenario. My family does end up with 4 cars. I take the brand new car to work. Mom still has hers, Dad still has his, and Sister still has the car that we share. Well, at that point, it would be all hers, because I have myself a brand new one. Like, you see the problem here? If we get a brand new car for me to go to this new job, then there would still potentially be 3 cars all going to the same place for work. If anything, that just makes everything worse. Like, I told all this to my friends, and they were thinking it was extremely stupid. You know? Like, you have plenty of vehicles that you can use at your dispense to get to this new job. You do not need a 4th brand new car. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I know I don't. I could simply just take not my car. I could take literally the other 2 options I currently have. But whatever. Parents know best, right? Because they're the grown-ups. They're the adults. They have years of sage wisdom and experience in life. So whatever they say goes, am I right? Because nothing they do is ever wrong. Anyway, so to me, it just sounds stupid as hell if I were to get a brand new car. Then, I don't know, it's all hypothetical. Let's say I do trade in this current car. Well, okay, then that'll still result us with 3. That will still leave us with 3. I take 1 to the new job. That leaves 2. Well, problem solved, because sister would still have no choice but to wake up early. What the hell? Wait, I thought the Molduga ate that bomb. I guess not. And, you know, it is a little bittersweet to say goodbye to this car. You know, this is my first car. As old as it is, it still works, you know? It's gotten me by these last couple of years. And I've gotten used to it, you know? Like, it is gonna be sad to say goodbye. Even if it means upgrading to something better. And yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't gonna have this vehicle forever, you know, for the rest of my life. But it's still bittersweet to say goodbye to the car. And you know, actually, speaking of my car, so I mentioned already that it is pretty old. It doesn't have a built-in screen that I can actually pull up a GPS on, which is actually pretty annoying. It doesn't have Bluetooth, it doesn't have an auxiliary cord. It actually might have Bluetooth, but if it does, I don't know how to use it. Like I said, I am very stupid, and I don't mean with just cars. So, I'll be honest, getting a brand new car, I don't really care what features it has. I don't really care. The only thing that like would really be nice to have would be exactly what I just said. A screen that can show a GPS. Maybe a Bluetooth. Like something Bluetooth so that I can actually hear music on. I don't have to download music onto a USB and plug it in like I currently have to with my with this car. Like just having basic modern features would be nice, you know? Oh yeah, my current car can't even connect to my phone to where, let's say, I receive a phone call, then it just connects to the car. Yeah, it doesn't have that. Something like that would be nice. But aside from that, like, I honestly don't really care what features my car has. Well, actually, the overview camera to help backwards park would be very nice. Because that is very helpful. Without that, I borderline cannot park the car backwards. Rear end first. I pretty much cannot do that without the top view camera. But I feel like that's just a feature in modern day cars. So like any of these fancy, brand new, high-tech gizmos that are in modern cars, I don't really need any of that. Honestly, just give me like the most bare bones, basic modern day features, and a vehicle that can get me from destination A to destination B. That's really all I need. So yeah, I don't really care too much about what the car comes with. The other day, my dad actually did take me to the car dealership just to get a first rough idea of, you know, the beginnings of maybe getting a brand new vehicle. Aw, I was about to try to stasis it, but that's not how this boss works. I mean, there is one important question I was asked about what I would like the car to be. Like? What color do I want it? Well, obviously I would like a nice sleek red vehicle, but no, that's not good. That's bad luck. You already know my favorite color's red. I would like a nice red car. But no, that's not allowed. I tell you, folks, the Chinese are hypocrites. On one hand, red is considered a lucky color. It brings good luck and fortune. Just look at Chinese New Year. But on the other hand, no, red means rage. Red means anger. Red means bad luck. Don't have red things. It's like, well, make up your mind. Goddamn hypocrites, the Chinese. But yeah, I would like a red car, but that's a no-no. That's not allowed. That's no bueno. Yo, what is going on with the bombs? Okay, so red would be ideal, but that's off the list. So, what other options are there? Well, I don't want a black car because it gets too hot in the summer. I don't want a white car because it can very easily get dirty. I would go for a nice light blue. Not your, like, deep blue. No, just a light sky blue. Ugh. Well, that was always a plan, actually. Ever since getting the current car that was always meant to be temporary, that was always a plan. Getting a light blue car. I still wish it was red, but fuck me, I guess. I don't know, there's also something about red color cars are more prone to be pulled over by the cops. But yeah, everything I just said, doesn't all this sound pretty stupid? The fact that currently this family of 4 already has 3 cars, that currently this family of 4 who goes to the same place to work every day drives 3 cars there, and that currently we're also thinking of getting a 4th car. It's too early to say if we'll trade in this car for a new one or if we'll keep it. You know, it's too early to say that. I don't know. On one hand, I would like to keep it just to, you know, continue to have this car. The memories, the sentimental value. But on the other hand, we trade it in. That's less money we have to pay for the new car, I think. I don't entirely know how it works. Okay, let's go double check if this is enough Molduga parts yet, and then we'll also go recharge the Master Sword. I mean, think about it this way. You know? I'm kind of thinking everything I've been saying is like looking at it glass half empty, but think of it glass full. Think of it glass being half full instead. We were always going to get a new, updated, modern car anyways. That was always the plan. We were always going to do that sooner or later. We just never had a reason to, but now that I'm getting a new job that's pretty far away, this is going to be that reason to upgrade. So don't think of it as getting a new car solely for this job. Think of it as finally getting a modern upgrade car. Finally upgrading to a modern car, I should say. My big concern is, you know, if we don't trade it in, because then we'll have 4 cars and there would be no reason my sister won't remain lazy. So I already mentioned earlier, the way it currently works, I leave early in the morning with my mom in her car, My dad leaves a little bit later in his car. That leaves my sister a car that she can use to leave whenever she wants. So regardless, the thing I'm most scared about is leaving a car here, and my sister will be able to be as lazy as she wants. She can continue to be as lazy as she wants. Now, I'm not going to be there with Mom anymore. Someone has to be there. And if she's going to continue to be lazy, then we're kind of screwed. So having a fourth car means we're all kind of screwed because of her. But yeah, if we don't trade in the car, it'd be nice to keep this car around for sentimental values. But if we do not trade it in and we still have it, well, that's like a whole nother car insurance to pay there. That's another car's worth of gas to pay. More maintenance, more oil changes. I literally just got the car's oil change done today. Actually, my dad did it. Like I said, I don't know shit about cars. I actually don't even know what an oil change is. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't know what that means. You know, for the longest time, I didn't even know what a four-wheel drive meant. What a two-wheel drive meant. I honestly had no idea what any of that meant until recently. Four-wheel drive when all four wheels on the vehicle accelerate instead of two. Like, if you actually picked it up and stepped on the gas, all four wheels would spin instead of just two wheels spinning. I didn't know that. For the longest time, I did not know what a four-wheel drive meant. I told you, I don't know anything about cars. I really don't. Not a single thing. If I ever get stranded somewhere in a broken down car and I'm alone, I am cooked. I am screwed. I will die out there. That car will be my coffin. Did I get all the hightail lizards I needed? Wait, was this? Yeah. Wait, was it swift carrots or was it... No, it was swift carrots. It wasn't endure carrots. Okay, for the time being, let's also go to that spot and see how many more stealth fins we can get. So yeah, my family's going through some car shenanigans right now. We're really debating if we get a new car just solely for this new job or not, which sounds ridiculous. But hey, like I keep saying, that was always going to be the plan. The plan was always to have this current car, this current old second-hand high mileage car, to only be temporary. Hold us off. Hold my sister and I off until we upgrade to a modern car. You know, actually, it was a pretty funny story how we came across this car. My dad, I think the story goes, my dad knows damn near everyone. My dad has this friend who, like, runs a car auto shop and also has a small little lot with a handful of cars. He went to get his car, whatever, done. And then there was a car there, this current car, that's like, hey, would you perhaps be interested in this car? It's not that expensive. It works just fine. I could tune it up for you, any problems that it may have. And pretty much, if you want it, you better call dibs now, because another family's already eyeballing it. So I got a call from my dad, like, hey, son, there is this opportunity for a vehicle right now, and you gotta say yes or no right now, because if you say no, another family is eyeing this car. And after a little bit of back and forth, and I mean a very little bit of back and forth, because it was buying a car, regardless of if it was secondhand or what, it was still a big decision. So I needed just a teensy bit of time to think it over. But eventually I said, yes, yeah, go ahead. Like, this is a great opportunity. It may be secondhand. It may be a little bit old, but, you know, it works fine. It's fairly cheap. And, you know, it can hold my sister and I off until we upgrade to a new one. And that's the story of how I got my first and current car. It just happened to come into our lives when my dad was getting whatever done on his car. You know, it was literally just like, hey, there's this opportunity. Oh, look, a blood moon. Excuse me. It's like, hey, there's this opportunity here. Interested? Tell me yes or no right now. And for the past handful of years, this car has been serving us wonders. Oh, am I wearing the wrong boots? So, as if this new job, which honestly, we haven't even discussed the pay yet because it's still too early. I haven't even done 1 day yet, so discussing the pay, it's still too early. But I better be getting paid good, because I got all these expenses that I gotta pay just to get to this damn job. Gas prices, and we all know gas ain't cheap, especially these days. Nothing is cheap these days. I keep on saying this. It's wishful thinking to think that prices will go down. I would like prices to go down. We would all like prices to go down. But I think that's wishful thinking. You know, I don't see prices going down anytime soon, if ever. I sadly believe that prices are only going to go up. It's just wishful thinking that they'll go down. But yeah, anyway, so gas prices are high. Oh, wait. Don't even have the sword equipped. Gas prices are high. Express highway fees. That's already 2 things to pay for just to get to this job. And add on top an entire freaking new car. It's like, geez, even before starting the job, my income is already in the negatives. It's like, how long do I have to work to pay all this off? See, that's how you're supposed to do it. Blow up the Molduga while doing that little steamroll move it does. So yeah, it's like, you know, I got all these things to pay for just to even earn money. How long until I actually start earning money that I can keep and save up and spend on amiibos and other things? Like, the pay better be good, you know? Better be good. Because it also has to pay off all the expenses it takes me to get to the goddamn place. Let me actually walk over there, because on the way I can encounter the other Molduga. Since when are there wolves out here in the desert? That doesn't happen very often. Oh, I suppose we are at the Oasis. Never mind. But I don't really see wolves at the Oasis. I don't think so, at least. And I'm going the wrong way. Ah, the Master Psycho Zero would be really nice right now. So yeah, the pay better be goddamn good. Like, I don't even want to come off as demanding towards the manager, especially before I even start. you know? I don't want to just go up to his face and be like, look, man, I need a lot of pay because of all the things I got to spend on just to get here and work for you. So, please, I really hate to ask you for a raise this early on, but, like, you got to understand the amount of expenses I'm spending just to get here. Of course you don't go for the bomb. So anyways, this job seems to be like 99% locked in for me. I will get this job. I will have a full-time job. Because like I said, the other day my dad and we did a little test drive to see how far it is. And when we determined it is way too goddamn far, there is no chance you are taking any city roads here. No chance. You have to take the highway. Which, did I mention yet that my family, what they always tell me, son, you're a boy. You need to be a man. You need to be brave in life. You need to grow some balls. You need to take more risks. And yet, they don't want me to drive on the highway. They constantly question, like, are you able to drive on the highway? It's so scary and dangerous. Oh, can you handle it? Like, aren't you the one who tells me to always take more risks? Have more balls because I'm a man? And yet you don't want me to drive on the highway. And yet you don't trust me to drive on the highway. It's like, what kind of backwards ass shit is that? So, yeah, the other day when my dad and I took a little test drive... Oops. When we took a little test drive just to see how far it is, because our prior coworker who's currently working there before she leaves to have her kid, because she didn't expect me to show up there. You know, it was a bit of a surprise. So when we showed up, we said hi, telling her, "Oh, we're just practicing getting here because it is rather far. So really want to make sure I know how to get here once it's time to start." Because she didn't expect me to be there that day after we left later on, because, you know, she still contacts my mom every now and then. She actually called my mom and was like, "Hey, I just want to make sure he is working, right? Like, he wants this job, right? Please say he wants this job, because I need a replacement when it comes time for me to have my second kid, and I haven't found anyone else. So please tell me he wants this job, please. We have already basically made arrangements for him to take over. So, like, please tell me he wants this job." So that's a good sign, at least. The fact that she called my mom to reassure that I am taking over her position. Like, please tell me he's coming. Please don't tell me that he thinks it's too far and he doesn't want to come here anymore. I beg you. Please. So that's a good sign. And you know what else? So, on our way there, my dad and I, on our way there, it took like over an hour to get there on the regular highway where regular plebes take. There was also a little bit of traffic, a little bit of gridlock. So it took us around an hour to actually get there. And then leaving, we timed how long it would take us to get back on the express highway. Took like 15 minutes. So that's the world of difference that having the premium paid highway access makes. Instead of an hour being stuck in a traffic jam, it took like 10, 15 minutes to make it back. in the clear open roads where only the, you know, the richy rich privilege get to drive on. Wow, me using stasis there did almost nothing. It was almost better off I didn't even use it. But, you know, I do have to be careful on the express highway. Not only be careful of, you know, other vehicles and potential car crashes, but also be careful of my speed. Because the big open road, you may want to really step on the gas and floor it. You know, you may want to go like 120, 150, but no, no, no. You gotta keep your highway speed consistent. Not too fast because, you know, highway patrols will catch you if you go too fast. So even taking the express highway, I'm not going to go over 110 maximum. I would probably just stick around 100. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so I can upgrade 1. So I need 9 more Smotherwing Butterfly. So I need to visit Beetle 3 more times. Alright, let me check. How many more Molduga shits do I need? Because I battled a couple of Moldugas today, and that's still not enough. So how many more do I need? Oh, it's not even Moldugas I need. It's Violets. Oops. Okay, let me see. Is that enough time for the shops to respawn? I don't know where else you can buy Swift Violets. Maybe you can buy them in Kakariko. Ah, you want to hear some more car shenanigans that doesn't really, isn't 100% my family? Well, that's not the right way to say it. So, something happened to my brother-in-law today. My sister's husband. He got a flat tire. I don't know the whole story. Something like he was on his way to his parents' house with my sister in the car. He made a turn, and I don't know if he hit like a pothole or if there were like rocks in the road. But somehow he got a flat tire today. So he had to immediately take the car and try to get that done. And you know, that really sucks for him because my brother-in-law is a very stingy cheapskate. Like, he's very cheap. And he married my sister of all people. She loves to spend. Poor guy. He deserves so much better than her. But yeah, he got a flat tire today. And obviously, that he's pretty down about that. He had to spend unnecessary money. You know, not only to get the tire fixed. Well, I don't know if the insurance covers it or whatnot. I said before, I don't know this stuff. age-wise, I may be an adult, but mentality-wise, I am very much still like a kid. I was about to go to Kakariko, see if I can buy anything there. I also need to find more of the energetic rhino beetles, too. And while I'm here, see if the Bloopy has respawned, because I do need the rupees for the compendium. Sorry, he got a flat tire today. Poor guy. Oh, you want to hear more car shenanigans? A couple days ago, my friend texted our group chat that he was the victim of a hit and run. He was at work. When he left to go to his car, the front bumper was completely totaled. Someone in the parking lot just hit his car and ran. He tried going to like the security footage to see if he can get that, but that was days ago, and according to him, he couldn't get the footage. Okay, there's no bloopies. Shame. Well, actually, there are carrots around here, so I could grind for those while I'm here. We already know that there's no other upgrades I can do at the moment. So may as well just come and grab what I can. Just gonna pretend I don't see anything else so we can move right along. In fact, if I want some carrots, maybe I should go to Melania. Don't carrots Don't carrots grow around her little plant bulb thing? Anyways. So yeah, lots of car shenanigans in my life these past few days, these past few weeks. No bugs out during the rain, huh? And bug types get a weather boost when it rains in Pokemon Go. No, you just sell arrows. And you sell food, but do you sell carrots? Are these the carrots I need? How many do I have now? 19. Was there a... Yeah, there's two general stores, but this one's arrows and this one's we just went to. Let me go see the general store in Hatino. Lots of things to think about. Adulthood is hard, you know? Adulthood is hard. Is there a lizard here? No, there's not. I guess things really don't like it when it rains. So there's milk. I don't really need any of this stuff. No, you don't sell them. Well, while I'm here, I may as well sleep and heal up. Like, it's no wonder when I first played this game, my go-to to get Swift Violets was Zora's Domain. Oh yeah, tomorrow morning, I'm gonna be waking up early to go to the dentist. I don't like going to the dentist. I'm gonna go get my teeth cleaned again. Because, well, I still have the insurance coverage for it. And it seems like next year I will no longer have that insurance coverage, so we may as well use it up now. And, I do not like getting my teeth cleaned because it hurts like a bitch. Yeah. And usually for a day, or at least, like, a couple hours, after I get my teeth cleaned, because all my gums are cut up and shit, I can't eat solid food, otherwise it hurts. So tomorrow, I gotta eat breakfast before I go to the dentist at like 11:30 in the morning. Yippee. Alright, just let the game load in anything. Just give the game a moment. Bruh. Don't send me here. You know what? At least it's not like the Lost Woods in Ocarina of Time, where canonically, people who get lost in there, they turn into a Stalfos. You know, we haven't had Stalfos in quite a while. We have Stal enemies. We have Stal Bokoblins, Stal Lizalfos, Stal Moblins, but we don't have Stalfos. You know, the humanoid skeletal enemies.
Ugh.
You know, kind of like how we haven't had Redeads in a while. We all thought it was Redeads and Tears of the Kingdom, but no, those are Gibdos. Just the one? Just the one. I now have 7 of them. So I don't really need to go to the desert anymore. What else did I need? Let's go take a look. Watch there now be a bloopy. Oh, for a second I thought that sunlight was one. Like right here, this spot right here. I thought that small little patch of sunlight was a bloopy. So I can upgrade something. I now have enough Swift Violets. Actually, oh, that's all I needed. Well, great, let's do it. Alright, another one completely maxed out. Oh man, I dread to see what else I may need. Fingers crossed I have them, though. Seems like I do. Okay, I have more than enough of all of those. And... damn, no. So there's still stuff I'm missing. I still need... oh, of course. How cruel. Okay, so aside from Swift Violets, what else do I still need? I know I know I still need the Guardian parts. That's gonna be fun. Stealth Fin Trouts as well. Oops. Lots of Stealth Fin Trouts. Smother Wings, of course. How'd I forget? So, I need Swift Violets, Stealth Fins, Smother Wings. Heh. Energetic Rhino Beetles. And Ancient Cores. You know what? Now that it's not raining, let me go see... oh, I see it's raining in the forecast soon. But that's still quite a while away. Before I end, let me go see if there is another one that spawned in. Let me first take a look at this tree. That's a good sign. Something was here. Oh, I noticed that grasshopper too late. I did see it, but it was too late. No. The one time I actually needed it. Okay, let me go to these two places one more time before I end. Let me see if Beetle has anything, and I'll go back to Zora's Domain, and then we'll call it for now. I started recording this late today, by the way. It is 12:40 a.m. right now. So that should tell you around what time I started doing this, just minus the runtime. Have any new inventory? Wow. Or rather, I should say, have any new stock? Okay, no, not yet. So I'm gonna assume that that's gonna be the case in Zora's Domain. Okay, I'm gonna call it here. So, I'll see you guys next time.